It's time to sit back, relax, get your mind on track. You are now listening to Palmer's podcast. We can talk about it, it don't matter what it is. Any topic, when we talk about it, everybody wins. If we all work together, we'll figure out a plan. Be the helping hand, always do everything that we can. In the end, everything will turn out right. Let's get the podcast started with Palmer up on the mic.
The show for small business entrepreneurs or any individual who is interested in becoming the human being that society or folks around you negativity tell you that you can't or shouldn't be for whatever reasons they come up with why you shouldn't be the person you are or what you want to do or follow your dreams. But anyways, as always, I'm in UB Studios live unscripted with my co-host Wade Shemwell from Box Drop Wabash. What's up, dude?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing alright.
That's cool.
It's been a week, but
Yeah.
how you doing?
Yeah, doing good. Busy today. Been running around. Seems like I'm trying to play catch up, but if I could just take a second, wanted to give a shout out to all my customers. With everything going on, everything being crazy with COVID and delays and shipments and all that. I've got a great bunch of people that come in and still come and support a local business, and
Absolutely.
so we're going to do that. And a big thing we got going on, we got furniture coming soon. I don't know when that's for sure going to happen,
Personally pumped about that.
but it's on its way, yeah. So be looking out, Facebook, Box Shop Wabash, and hopefully be able to help some people out with that. But I've got a question because we're here in the studios and there's no guest, and I know you're not here to look at my ugly ass. So
For a little bit, but not
yeah,
not
right.
all the time.
There's something on your mind. So what's up, buddy?
I had a couple people lined up, schedules and things like that didn't work out, but I think it worked out for the best because, I had a week this week, and so I had two mothers contact me, reach out to me, and I'm always kind of focused on youth, teenage group, getting them started in self-development and things like that, but these were mothers of grown men, and the first one reached out. I think her son's getting ready to turn 30, and obviously I keep their anonymity. I'm not at liberty to say, but
Yeah, 30, a grown man.
yeah, grown man, and it doesn't really matter what their name is or who it is. What matters is this shit keeps happening, and it's something that I deal with, and I've had happen in my life that I've had to try to overcome and continue to try to do so. The first mother reached out over a message through my business page, and they've been listening to the podcast, a little bit, and she's like, I have a son, and he's just kind of going through it right now, and obviously I was like, yeah, man, I understand that, but she's like, I've listened to some of your stuff, and I know you, and I know this lady, and I know her son, and he was having wanting to end it, wanting to check out, suicidal thoughts and stuff like that, which
So serious shit, not just
yeah, man, and I've dealt with that crap,
Right.
Personally. So when she started saying that type of stuff, I'm like,
you got your attention.
yeah, like let me reach out to him, whatever. She's like, well, I appreciate it, and so I did, and so that's one person, and he's through it. He's getting some help, and not because of me, I give all the credit to something way higher than me.
Right.
God takes care of all that, but then the second one was just recently. A lady contacted me, and her son, I think he's probably 25, 26. So he's a veteran, just got out, came back like the last September, I think, and he's getting ready to get married, have a kid and stuff, and he's just having some struggles, man. And what I found was both of these situations, it was like the same common denominator. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's the fact that they're people that they're around, people that are close to them, and people who they grew up with. First of all, the guy that got out of the military, he changed when he left.
Right.
The military changes your mindset. And don't get me wrong, you can change back when you come home, depending on who you surround yourself with and what you choose to do and how you want to live your life or whatever. And he's like, man, I kind of want to start a business. I want to do this, I want to do that, but I find roadblocks, and I try to tell people about what I want to do, and they make fun of me, and another guy was the same way. You know, every people that I'm around, man, they just do that. They don't do anything.
Right.
All I'm saying, man, is if people are those types of people who are out here telling people that they can't do what they want to do, quit. Stop doing that. It's bullshit, you know? And you don't understand what you do to someone by simply being negative when they have a dream or a goal or whatever it is.
Toxic.
Oh, super toxic, man. And so I was talking to this guy, great guy, you know, and I was talking to him, and he's like, you know, I have so-and-so, this, and I said, dude, cut them off. Get them out of your life. And I don't care who it is. And, you know, that's not a real popular opinion because it's hard to do that, you know. But,
dude, one of the coolest things I've heard, and I know you and I have even talked about this before, and it's not that necessarily the people in your life are bad or whatever, but the negativity and everything, but I heard Steve Harvey say it. And he was talking to a guy that come from nothing. He come from the hood and made it. It was he played for the Packers. I don't remember, but he made it. He made it to the NFL. And he was talking about the same thing. You know, things are a little different now, and his boys want to do different things, and he was wanting to get married and build a family and build a life.
mm-hmm.
And Steve Harvey just looked at him and simply said, the people that come with you can't always go with you.
So true, man.
And that doesn't mean that they're bad people.
No, it doesn't mean anything negative about them. It just means that people have different mindsets, bro.
Sometimes you have to move on.
And people might start out in a certain phase in their life having the same mindset, and then one person, or even hopefully both, evolve and want to level up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it doesn't have to be in business, man. It could be in fitness, it can be in spiritual, it could be religion, it could be whatever.
It could be anything.
But yeah, that's just how life is, man. People evolve, but it's like Andy Frisella talks about crabs in a bucket. You know, you got crabs in a bucket, and one crab gets a hold of the edge of the bucket and gets almost coming out of the bucket, and the other crabs, what do?
Pull them down.
Pull them straight back down.
Right.
And that's how it is out here, bro. And I don't know why that hit a nerve with me this week, but I'm like, I don't need a guest.
Right.
I don't need anybody in here interviewing, because I think that needs to be talked about. I think that is a huge thing in life with people who are trying to overcome adversity. Maybe they made a mistake. Hell, maybe they got arrested. Maybe they got arrested for OWI. I mean, and they're trying to bounce back from that, man.
Right.
And people just won't let go of certain things when people make mistakes.
Sorry, I couldn't
And I
hear
think,
what you
is
said.
that you? Siri yelling at me.
Oh,
Okay. But, so, you know, the real, like I heard this the other day too, like, and I believe it. The real epidemic in this country is mediocrity, bro.
Right.
And laziness, average mindsets. And I have that mentality damn near my whole life.
Everybody settles for just being okay.
It almost killed me, dude. It did. Literally almost killed me. And when that lady was talking to me about her son having a gun in his mouth, dude, I've been there.
Right.
I'll talk about it. Dude, and if anybody out there that's listening to this is thinking about killing himself, don't do it, man.
No.
Do not do it, because you do have value. And that sounds so cliche, but it's true.
But it's the truth.
And sometimes it takes people to be like, hey, man, what's going on with you? You know, you don't have to do that. Well, because somebody said your dream ain't going to work, because somebody said that you're a piece of shit, because somebody said that you're no good. Cut those people out of your life, man. And another thing is, if I'm around someone who is totally pushing the bar up here, I meet the bar. It gets raised up a little bit more. I meet it. It gets raised up a little bit more. I can never get there, and I never will.
Right.
So yeah, it's an unpopular opinion, but dude, sometimes you got to get rid of people.
You have to.
And it doesn't mean that you don't love them. It doesn't mean that you don't care about them. And sometimes, if you really do love people or you care about them, you get away from them.
Right.
Because you're not going the same path.
And that doesn't mean anybody's right or anybody's wrong, or
Hell no.
anybody's good or anybody's bad.
No, it doesn't.
Life changes.
I don't know why that's so
Situation
hard for
changes.
people. I don't know why it was so hard for me to understand for so long. And dude, I went down dark paths trying to prove myself to people that I shouldn't even have been dicking with in the first place.
Right.
Period. Because I was never gonna live up to that expectations
Right.
or that standard and really, dude, the standard for the most part was average at best. You get what I'm saying?
Totally. I mean, and sometimes,
And at the same time, people make you think that the bar that you're setting is average.
right,
But it doesn't matter because it's your bar.
right. And, you know, people think, I've always said this in terms of a relationship, not necessarily a friendship, it's the same thing. You can do as much as you can do. You can do everything, but it's not going to be good enough. It's never going to be good enough for the wrong group of people.
Right.
I mean, you know, I've always said that about a relationship. If you're with a guy, if you're with a girl, if you're with the wrong one, no matter what you do, it's never going to be good enough.
Yeah.
It's the same with your group of people that you surround yourself with.
Oh, it's even more that way. Hell, dude, it can be your family.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to get on this podcast to talk shit about my family because I love them all. Every single person in my family, I love them, would die for them, do anything in the world for them. But that doesn't mean I can hang out with them.
Right.
Or I can, you know, that ain't what I do with my free time.
Because family's more than...
They're into the things I'm not into anymore.
Right. Family's more than your kinfolk. It's more than people with blood.
Absolutely.
You're my family. Because, you know, I love you like a brother. I want the best for you, and you want the best for me.
Exactly.
That makes us family, dude. That's...
Yeah.
That's
And, like,
what it is.
and here's an example. Like, I was at work the other day. This is just 2 days ago. Yeah, it was 2 days ago, and I was walking by a group of guys, and I heard one of them say, "Well, he's probably got a podcast to do," and they started laughing. I turned around and said, "You damn right I got a podcast to do, because I had a mother call me and tell me her son's about to kill himself.
Right.
Y'all want to keep laughing?" That's the problem, dude, and that's why I'm so fired up, is because I've dwelled on this all week about, man, why do people do that? I mean, and I hope to God, and if I catch myself doing that, somebody out there better call me on it, because that's crushing people. That's ruining people's lives, man. And ultimately it could end their life. I'm not saying there's an excuse for doing the ultimate sacrifice, but dude, I get it.
Right.
And before I always used to say, man, that's some cowardly stuff, or that's some this or that. Dude, not anymore. I understand why people do that. You know why? Because it happened to me. I've been there.
Right.
And and I hear these things, you know, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't have to happen to you for you to give a shit about it, or whatever that, you know, everybody's got a meme now.
Right.
But there's a lot of truth to that, man. And I used to laugh at that meme, but now I'm starting to think, dude, there's a lot of truth to that. You know, so
And it is so easy to just be nice to somebody.
period.
It's so easy to just, and everybody gets that way. Everybody has bad days. Everybody gets aggravated. But if you got people in your life that care about you, you know, you've called me and I've called you and just bitched about the shitty day we had.
Yeah.
But we get it out, we get it over with, so we're not that way to the people out, you know, holding the door for somebody, smiling at somebody, just saying hi. Dude, that's simple shit that could matter.
Yeah. It's the simple things, man. And honestly, you say we do that so we don't spread that negativity throughout, but like, dude, I still find myself doing that. So like this weekend, like I'm leaving. Like I just shut everything down, cleared my schedule. I actually had plans with a friend of mine, and I had to tell her, I was like, hey, I gotta go reset, you know. And so I'm going down. My best friend Mark lives in Nashville. Haven't been down there for a couple of years, so I'm gonna go down there and chill and listen to some live music and hang out. We're gonna eat good food and sit around and just talk and relax. And I think that's important for me, because I do notice myself leaning more towards the same way that I'm sitting here complaining about.
Right.
So there is no part that I'm over here saying I am better than anyone, or I know. I'm just saying this affects me, and this has affected me in my past, and I see it affecting others also. And so like I was talking to the second guy today, and he said, you know, then we started talking business. I was like, hey man, I was like, it's lonely out here. Like if you can't get used to it being lonely, then you know, just do the 9-to-5 thing, man. Like, it's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I've done it my whole life, and I still do it. Like, but you have to get used to being by yourself.
Right.
And I think that is huge, like, for me to be able to do that, because I always had to have a crowd around me, man. I always had to be at the bar. I had to be at the party. So it's a social gathering, man. Like, I had to have people around me, because that meant I was okay.
Right.
Like that meant, okay, I'm okay because I'm being accepted by all these
But
people.
you were just hiding the crowd.
Dude, I was the entertainment.
Right.
I was the fucking clown, dude. Like I was the drunk clown that was the entertainment, you know? And once I realized that, I was like, damn, dude, you know, maybe you got to start looking out for yourself a little bit more.
Right.
Like, it's good to help others and stuff, but like, I can't help anybody unless I continue to work on myself.
Yeah, you're not worth a shit for yourself. You're not going to be able to do much for anybody.
And you hear it all the time. Like, I just saw this on social media the other day. It's like some guy was on there. I don't even remember who it was, but they're like posted something like, "I'm a loner. I stay by myself. My circle's small. This and that." And I'm thinking, bullshit, dude. I see you on Snap and on social media at the bars every weekend, dude. Like with 50 people around you, like squadding up. Like, so I don't know, man. But I relate to that because that's how I used to be. It sounded real cool to be like, yeah, I'm a loner, man. Until I had to be alone.
Right.
You know, so that's another thing that we talked about today was, like, it's okay, man. It's going to be a lonely road if you're going to actually start developing your business. And I don't even really know for sure what his business idea is. Doesn't matter. I'll support him because I think that's important.
It is.
But and another thing we talked about was sacrifice. You know, and I'm not talking about like I'm going to quit eating things with sugar in it, or I'm going to quit. But don't get me wrong, that's good too. Whatever your sacrifice is, but like I think that it goes a little bit above and beyond that. At least from my experience, is like, dude, if you're not like E.T. talks about that, Eric Thomas, he talks about, he's a motivational speaker, he's a great one, and he talks about like wanting to succeed more than you want to breathe, and that's not all money, like that's just in life in general, and like in evolving and self-development and becoming a better person. And I think if you have things in your life that are blocking you from that, or you're blocking yourself from that by staying in certain situations or around certain people, then you gotta figure that out. You gotta get out of it. You gotta get away from it. And it doesn't, like you said before, man, it doesn't have anything to do with anyone else besides yourself.
Exactly. Sometimes you gotta get out of your comfort zone. You gotta get away from the things that you've always known and the things that you've always done.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever want to do more.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's hard.
And sometimes, man, like sacrificing things, it's sacrificing things that murder you internally. Like, at first.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's like ripping your guts out.
To walk away from whatever it is.
Yeah.
In a friendship, a relationship.
Dude, the hardest thing I had to walk away from, I can't say that. But one of the hardest things I had to walk away from was attention. Like crowds, like parties, like people that, not people, just situations like that were just, it was wasting my time. I wasn't benefiting myself or the community or my business or anyone by doing those things.
But see, that's a big deal to say that. It's a big deal to recognize that, because a lot of the people that are so toxic and are so destructive to other people have no idea they are.
And but the other part of it is too, yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I think the other part of it is that I realize is I need space to work.
Right.
Like to actually work on my business, my brand, and myself. You know, and not many people want to do that. I wasn't. But I'm saying though, like maybe sometimes people just need to be aware that all of these things are what some people are dealing with. And the last thing they need is someone to be like, dumbass, what are you doing? You know, laughing like, honestly, like if you're out there doing that, quit. Because I'm sick of it. Like, and a lot of other people are too. So, I mean, what type of example does that set? You know what I mean, on top of anything? It's like,
It doesn't. It says a lot about the person doing it. And sometimes, sometimes I think they don't mean it. It's a joke or whatever. People's intentions aren't always malicious. But, they teach us when we're kids, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt them. Bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Words can fucking...
And that's another part of it is I think, and this is the flip side of it, is if I'm going to be in business, or if I'm going to try to do something more than what my normal average life has been the whole life, I got to be able to handle that.
Right.
Like I got to be able to find an outlet to channel that negativity and turn it into positivity in my actions. Not about what I'm sitting around harping about on a podcast or talking at work about. Like, what are my actions? Like, I think that's huge. Like, because nobody cares. Nobody cares what you're sitting around saying. People care about what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the flip side of that is you can't develop a victim mentality when people are out here sitting around having a few beers talking shit
right
about you.
Because
someone's mother calls me, dude,
Right.
that's bullshit. That's 100% preventable of having some grown man's mom get a hold of me because society's treating them that bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I can sit here and try to be a hard ass all I want and this and that, but like it really comes down to I can't handle watching other people get treated bad. I'd rather me get treated bad.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
It is. It's hard.
And
It's hard to watch.
dude, it breaks my heart, bro. And yeah, I don't know. I just know that was on my plate this week, and I felt like a platform needed to be had to, you know, to get that
Take
out.
advantage of, right?
Yeah, and I think that you know, and people might look at this and be like, oh, it's all, he's just running off at the mouth. I'm not, and you don't have to believe it. And it's like I put the disclaimer out, man. Like, this podcast isn't going to be for everyone,
Right.
and that's fine. You know, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, I don't know, of podcasts you can listen to. You don't have to listen to this one.
Right.
That's fine.
But in what you're saying, the same thing. People, oh yeah, you're full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Same
It's like walking by those guys at work and they're laughing. I just probably got a podcast, not knowing that I just got off the phone with someone who's struggling, man. And you know what? It's easy not to struggle when you stay in your little comfort zone and haven't ever really done anything. You know, like a lot of people think, including myself, have always thought that I was doing all this hard shit out here. I didn't done anything difficult. I never challenged myself. I never got out of my comfort zone. Everything I did was to be comfortable. And I heard another quote this week. The comfort zone's where dreams and goals go to die. And I believe that.
Right.
Because, man, a little over a month ago, I was uncomfortable as hell. I mean, you know, very difficult decisions that I was making. And I think that it is what it is, man. Like, I think that was the right decision, but I think that you have to go through that to see, like, what the big picture is.
Right.
Because I lived in such a small picture for so long. You know, I thought everything was about me. I thought everything was about Nick being comfortable. About, you know, as long as I'm comfortable and I got these people around me telling me I'm all right, then I'm okay. Dude, that about killed me.
Right.
Like, literally about killed me. And I think that's why now, and like, again, man, it's like a blessing. Like, it's almost like God did that. Like, I went through all that stuff to be able to relate to these people who are reaching out now. Like, I can't explain that. I can't explain why we're sitting here and this is bothering me, and maybe I'm inspiring somebody. Maybe I'm not inspiring anybody, man. I don't know. But I know if I sit back and be silent about these things, that's not right either. I mean, that's not right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you done something to be. I mean, even if those two people that called and reached out to you because of, you know, they know you, they know the dog cart, they listen to a little bit of the podcast, and I mean, to me, it would make what
dude,
you
but
did
like,
so far worth it.
yeah, but this shit doesn't have anything to do with my brand. Like, this doesn't have anything to do with my business, money, nothing. It has to do with just doing the next right thing.
Yep.
And not getting this out there and being like, man, because I used to do this without even thinking about it, because just being negative was who I was, man, and being average and just being second guessing everybody's ideas was just what I was conditioned to do. And I never realized I was harming anyone. But dude, now I'm starting to sit back and think like, dang dude, like, that was you.
Right.
You know? So, I mean, I don't know, man, maybe this is a little bit of trying to make up for that. I don't know.
And it could be.
But
It's a positive thing, because there's so much negative everywhere right now.
dude, it's unbelievable.
It's so frustrating and to watch everywhere. And, you know, like you said, you're not perfect and I'm not perfect, but just try not to be an asshole.
Dude, seriously.
I mean,
And sometimes, trust me, it's hard not to.
oh yeah.
And you know, like, and I told the guy I was talking to today, you know, some hard truths, and I'm not going to go into that, but you know, I was kind of nervous about telling him exactly how I felt, and you know, luckily or whatever, he responded to it. You know, he's like, man, you know, you're right, and I hooked him up with a few other like ideas of podcasts to listen to and things like that, and You know, if the podcasts I listen to are like things that they're talking about stuff that nobody wants to talk about. You know, everybody wants to be comfortable and act like everything's okay, man. Everything's not okay.
Right.
Like, at all, right
You
now.
have to, you know, you have to surround yourself with people that want the best for you and that are going to tell you the shit that you don't want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
If you make a mistake and you screw up, you need to have somebody in your life that says, hey, you just fucked up.
Yeah.
That's not what you did. Is not. I still love you. I still support you.
That's people who love you, man, who are going to tell you that.
But don't do that again. That was stupid.
Yeah. You've done that to me, bro.
Right.
Multiple times.
And
I've done that to you.
exactly. Because that's what you have to do for people you care about. You know.
Dude, you telling me everything's going to be okay and everything I'm doing is right is not helping me.
No.
That's crippling me, dude.
No.
And that's why I keep you around me, because you hold me accountable. And I feel like if you don't have someone holding you accountable, man, and people are just letting you run wild and do whatever you want, they're not your friend.
They're not.
They're not at all. Like, I have a friend I grew up with, man, Justin, and he, like, I was in a really low point, dude. One of them. I mean, I've been in a lot of them, but I remember, man, I was down at this bar or whatever, and I was just going down a dark path, and he just blows right behind me.
And he was one of your closest friends.
Dude, I look at this dude like an older brother. So anyway, he blows right by me, man, and I was like, hey, dude, what the hell? And I was like, you act like you don't know me. He looked me dead in the face. He goes, I don't know you.
Probably like somebody punched you in the freaking mouth, dude.
It was. I'd rather him do that.
It probably would have hurt less.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. But anyway, yeah, so, and so I was like, man, whatever, F him or whatever. Like, I was, being an idiot. Well, the next day, man, I started thinking about that. I was like, man, of all people, God picked him to tell me that at that moment. And, so I draw from that. So, like, if I see one of my family members out here doing that same thing or acting that way, like I do the same thing now.
But what did you do? What did you do to handle that? Did you talk to him? Did you?
Yeah, man, I hit him up and I was like, hey, dude, I just want to say, like, I know that whatever was said last night or a couple nights ago, like, whatever, but I just want you to know, man, that meant a lot, and, like, coming from anybody, I think it couldn't have came from anybody better than you. And, and he was like, man, I love you like a younger brother, like, I felt bad about saying that to you, but I just felt like somebody who needed to have the balls and just tell you exactly.
Because he loves you.
Yeah, sure, dude. And, I'll never forget that. So I feel like if I'm not trying to reciprocate that type of mentality and like that type of caring about people, even when you got to tell them shit they don't want to hear, man, like it's my responsibility to do that. And like another thing I was thinking about was like, okay, so I can have 3,000 people tell me, man, you're doing a good job, this and that. I'll focus on the one that tells you you're not, that tells you you're a POS, that tells you ain't no good, that you're fake.
That's the shit you remember.
Yeah, so my thing is like, that's not positive. That's just people that you have around you who are trying to cut your legs out from underneath you. So what I'm saying is, if you got one person in your life like that, you better take a real good look at getting rid of that person. Right. And I don't care who it is. So, because that's not out of love, man. That's out of spite, and that's out of them not wanting you to be more successful than they are. Mm-hmm. So,
Because the world's full of people. I mean, it's as bad as it is, and you and I and millions of people could sit and do preach it all the time. There's still just asshole people that just that have something inside of them that's missing or wrong or bad. So they're going to tear the people around them down
and I'm
to
saying,
make them feel better.
Yes, and I'm saying this because I did that. That was me, dude.
Right.
And like that's what I'm saying is I relate to all this because that's how I was, and still can find myself leaning that way. But like I've had to work hard and like develop the mentality to be like, oh, dude, you're being super negative right now. Like you're not. You're about to, like it just has to, and it's a slow process. I'm not there yet, but like I just don't want people to think that I'm up here saying that I do everything right because I don't. All I'm saying is I'm noticing things. Like as I grow past certain mindsets, I'm noticing that it's still a major, major issue with people who are trying to live their best life and trying to not believe the lies that society tells them and people around them tell them, when there's still people out here who are supposed to be close to individuals and love them who are hurting them. Mm-hmm. So that's really what I want to talk about tonight. I don't want to get on here and ramble, you know what I mean? But, you know, and if you get value out of this message, great. If not, I mean, that's okay too. You know, I'll have a guest on here next week, but I did want to give a couple shout outs before we get off here.
Yeah, talk to them.
First one's Tim Jones from Jones Contracting. You know, Tim, I bought a house out in Monroe or whatever, and I'm not trying to restore it. He came, you know, the dude's one of the busiest guys I know. Great example of a leader. His employees look up to him, and he takes care of his employees, and they're like a family out there in Somerset. And you know, I just want to let him know that I really appreciate him coming out and walking through the house and telling me, you know, basically the door's open if I have any questions or need any work done. So yeah, shout out to Tim Jones and his crew. Chris Bayless from Outburst Web. He's down in Indianapolis. Well, I think it's Greenwood, but I go way back to Chris. He grew up here and graduated, and been through a lot with that dude. And you know, he does my webpage.
Yeah.
You know, because there wasn't really going to be anybody else to do that, just for personal reasons, because I really respect him as a person and his business and how he does things. And the podcast is actually on there, www.nixdogcart.com. Down at the bottom, there's all the episodes, so it's easier than if you have to download stuff.
Right.
Also, Tim Wells, guy I grew up with, he's down in the Kokomo area. He runs Triple T Contracting, construction company. They do everything too. He's going to come up and
He can help you out
with the house a little
Right.
bit, yeah, and just more of like. And Tim's got a cool story. I'm gonna have Tim on the podcast. We're just gotta get our schedules to match up, but you know, he's got a cool story about you know, how he's dealt with some things in his past and took a chance on starting a business, and you know, it's really growing for him. Dude's got a lot of integrity, and he's came a long way. And so I just want to give a shout out to him. Also, Jeff Gideon Hodson and Green Hat.
GH.
And
I'm going to be nice because I could say some mean stuff about that. Me and him have a cool relationship.
Yeah, down at Green Hat Marketing, man, if anybody's looking to get any type of marketing done for their business.
Actually, Jeff's working on my logo.
He's making me
branding.
Yeah, he's making me a rubber stamp.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he's getting me a rubber stamp made for Nick's Dogs for this season. So.
That's cool.
Yeah, and he did all my business cards. He did my pamphlets and stuff like that. So yeah, stand-up guy, does top shelf work. Shout out to Jeff.
We coach, instruct, whatever at the Wabash CrossFit over there. And I blow that man a lot of shit, but you're not gonna find a better dude.
No, he's solid.
I hope you don't hear this because I don't want him to hear you talking.
You can just say it was like it was someone else.
Maybe it was a glitch.
We had a weight double in here talking good about Jeff. So, but yeah, man. And Mark and Jenna, Wabash CrossFit, they're expanding, right?
Yeah, they're gonna be some changes coming. They're working awful hard on a new location there, and hopefully some good things are gonna come. I mean, things have been really good there.
That place is awesome, man. It's got a good vibe to it. You know, you got Swihart cranking out.
I think the community, everybody, so many people give CrossFit a hard time for being a cult, but dude, it's such a cool community. Because you go in there, and I know you've been, and I need to go more. If I say I go in there now, they'll kill me. But it really is like family. You go in there and you suffer through these workouts with people, and you form some pretty cool bonds, and it's really a cool place.
Yeah, man. When I was going there for a little while, I kind of had that thought too with CrossFit.
Yeah.
But when you go in there, man, you feel like you're dying.
Oh man.
You do this workout, and these people are just like stopping what they're doing and being like, "Hey, man, you got this. One more rep, one more." And dude, that's like what I'm talking about.
Right.
That's exactly the type of community and mentality that I'm talking about, man. Like, they're not going to let you fail. They're going to encourage you through that workout.
Yep.
And you know what, dude? It doesn't stop outside of there. Because when I was selling dogs at Chapman's last year, those guys would come in and hang out, and they were like hanging out. Like, that's not a cult, man. That's called love.
It is. It's a community.
So let's not get that mixed up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's got a label for shit that they can't be a part of, or they ain't going to go work out that hard. So they're going to say, well, that's a cult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, dude.
Right.
go eat your cheeseburger, homie. I mean, whatever.
You're exactly right.
So shout out to Wabash CrossFit as well. And Jim and Chris Reynolds and their crew down at Reynolds Oil Company, great people. They've been having my back since I started the cart. And I just contacted Chris a couple weeks ago and said, hey man, I'm going to be using a lot more products, so maybe we need to sit down. He's like, no man, we're all about your business. Anything you need, let us know.
Yeah,
so
man,
great people.
Wabash community's full of good people.
Dude, they are.
And they're we were sitting talking about the negative, which we were trying to bring a positive out of it.
Yeah.
But Wabash is full of really good people that will go out of their way to help other people.
Dude, there's more good people than bad.
There is.
I don't care.
But the bad ones are the ones that are the loudest.
Yeah. Their mouth is
exactly.
But the good
their
ones,
actions aren't.
No, the good ones' actions outweigh the negative mouths out here 10 to 1. I mean, it really does. And I'm blessed to live in this community, man. And this community has helped me through a lot of dark times, man. That's why I'm saying, I understand that. I've witnessed that. That's why I have to speak out against these Me Too's out here that are just, they're not doing nothing besides hurting people, And I'll be damned if I'm going to sit and get reached out to by people's family who are very, very worried about their kid, even if they are a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when I talk to them, I'm not feeding them a bunch of victim mentality stuff. I'm saying, hey man, here's what it is you're going to be lonely. You're going to have pushback from people who you think are close to you. You're going to have people who are like, yeah, I mean, I'll be around whenever I can,
Right.
Just have excuse after excuse after excuse waiting on you to fail. I mean, that's how it goes. And that's what I told them, So it's kind of a both sides of the coin thing. It's like, yeah, man, I feel for you, but here's how I got through it. It wasn't feeling sorry. I felt sorry for myself for a little while, maybe longer than I should have. But when I started taking that negative energy that I was getting from folks and just turning it into positive, dude, there's no better feeling than that.
Right.
And that's why I told him, I was like, man, you're right where you need to be. You need to feel that pain. You need to feel this and that so you can get used to it, because the more you grow, the more you're going to have to deal with when it comes to negativity and pushback from folks.
People putting you down and you can't do it. And
yeah, man. But like you said, though, I know way more people who don't do that than that do that. And, and I'm grateful for every one of those people, man. I really am. Like you said, the people that come into your building and you might be running a little late for an appointment or whatever because, reasons, life.
Right.
You have other things going on. And they're nice. They come in, they're polite. They're and it's almost like, dang, man, I should be the one that's nicer.
Right.
And it's just a blessing, man, to have people around me and in my life now that are just
It is. It's such a cool thing to walk in there and have people come in and they're laughing and joking and you enjoy helping them.
Yeah.
That's just, I worked for the railroad for 15 years. I've never sold anything in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I never realized how much fun it would be to help somebody buy a bed.
Right.
I mean, think about it, but you spend 275,000 hours in bed. Spend a long time there.
Right.
And to help somebody,
I used to spend a lot more time. I wish I could get back to that.
you have people that come in, man, I've been sleeping on an air mattress for a year. I've been sleeping on the floor for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And when they buy a bed, and when they go home at night, you're going to sleep like a baby.
I invest
It's
money.
nice.
Yeah, man. But that's the thing. I invest money into the things I don't cut corners on. Well, there's more than that. Hot dogs.
There you go. That's right.
And the other two is what I sleep on and work boots.
Right. Oh.
Because if my feet hurt and my back hurts, I'm done, man.
Yep.
So
Spending that time out there, walking up and down that ballast on the side of the tracks. Dude, a good pair
with
of
the
boots
railroad?
Oh man, good pair of boots is worth their weight in gold.
oh yeah, and that's the thing, man. We got a mattress from you, whatever, and dude, that thing, I miss it. I no longer sleep there. But
Right.
anyway, yeah. So it's so comfortable, man, and the quality of those, it's really unbelievable for the
Yeah.
price. And
It
the
really is.
freaking thing, that thing had a 10-year warranty on it.
Yep, had a 10-year warranty on it. I remember the
Why would no one go to box draw? I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. Unless they just hate your guts. But
So,
I mean, I'm selling hot dogs. I know for a fact there's some people that hate me.
come up there and
buy
still
dogs,
buy-
man,
because you got good hot dogs. Yeah.
Well, they like my mom.
Right,
Like
exactly.
my mom
Your mom's actually the rock star.
she literally is the boss.
She's
Like
an
she
awesome
runs
lady.
things there.
Your mom and dad are both awesome. They treat me
I love
like
them to death.
they treat me like I'm their own.
Yeah, they do.
And
Like I just literally dad sent you cookies.
yeah, exactly. So
Some
I'm
treat on the way
cookies.
back from Indy. But yeah, like yeah, if I was my parents, I would have dumped me off in the woods a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm sure they've taught you some hard lessons. They've probably told you some things you didn't want to hear.
But they are
I gotta
definitely
know mine have.
yeah, they are definitely not worried about hurting my feelings.
Yeah.
You know.
That's my parents are my best friends.
But dude, yeah, when you look around, when the chips are down,
They're there.
that's it. Sometimes, and most of the time, dude, that's it. Is for me, is those two.
Yep.
You know, they're my best friends. I love them to death. Like they've seen me through. I mean, literally everything, and I'm grateful for them. So yeah, shout out to mom and dad.
So is there
Definitely feel me
anything else?
talking about me on that podcast. I don't even know how to even get this thing going here. He gets his smartphone out
Right.
here. But yeah, man, I'm glad that we end that on a positive note.
No
You know
kidding.
what I'm saying? And so shout out to Mark Clifford. I'm about to start heading that way, man. To do the Nashville thing this weekend and reset. Come back and so I'm gonna go ahead and announce it. The dog cart business is going to be open all week, all work week for lunch and dinner.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if there's.
I just
anything to
released
talk
it
about.
out at Brant's on Fridays. We're going to be out there
Morning and afternoon, right?
morning and afternoon, unless there's a first Friday. Then I'm going to do lunch there. Then we'll head down to downtown for the first Friday events.
So the branch is going to be Fridays.
Fridays, and we're still trying to iron out the details for what the rest of the week's going to look like. But it won't change, guys. Like you'll be able to find the cart. You'll be able to find me or Dan. Dan used to run Chapman's.
Yep.
Great dude, man. We went down to Indy and had a food day the other day. It was pretty cool. So, yeah, man, a lot of exciting things going on. I'm super blessed. A lot of stress. But it's good stress,
Right.
you know. So, you know, I've been doing that. I've been doing the podcast. I've been working at the factory. I got this house thing coming along. And,
So what do you do with all your free time?
dude, I try to get some sleep.
That would be about it.
But then I got stuff, you know, how your head runs all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. But yeah, man, everything's good. I'm blessed. You know, God keeps looking out for me and putting good people in my path and giving me opportunities to be of service. And, you know, like I have a friend, family friend, she's basically like a sister to me, Kim Erdahl. She lives in Tampa. She just texted me the other day and she's like, hey, I've been kind of following some stuff and I saw at the Access Youth Centers looking for coats for kids. I'm putting some in the mail, like, you know, got like 6 off Amazon. She had a few around the house that are new, and she's like, you know, I'm going to send them up to you. Can you take them down there? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So, you know, maybe this thing's reaching. I mean, maybe some stuff's reaching and getting the ball rolling for some things. And I texted Liz Hobbs today. You know, she does a great job down there at the youth center, and you know, just they're just always so humble and grateful, and they're changing families, man, one kid at a time down there, and it's beautiful.
I've talked to Liz a couple times.
Oh, she's great, man. Yeah, she's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
I like Liz because she's ornery, man.
Yeah.
Like she's ornery, and she's just kind of another person that gets the deal.
Yeah.
You know, she's not judgmental. She loves those kids down there, and you know, they've seen some tragedy down there this last year or two, and they just keep pushing forward, man. I gained so much inspiration from them down there, and the people who volunteer down there, and so yeah.
Selfless people.
Oh man, yeah. It's like those are the people that I set my bar to because I know I'll never reach it. But as long as I'm working to get there, like you can't lose, man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But yeah, I just want to give a shout out to people out there, man, that are no matter what you're struggling with, man, whether it's business or life or relationships or kids or drugs or alcohol, whatever it is, man, mental health issues, we're always here for you, and there's plenty of resources in this town and surrounding areas that can get you the help you need. It all starts with just reaching out and saying, hey, man.
And even if you just need to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you will, and I know
Yeah.
you and I have talked 1,000 times, but I will too. Even if you just need somebody to listen, because sometimes just getting it off your chest and having somebody that'll listen to you,
Yeah.
dude, it means a lot. It
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, I might not have the answer, but I'm damn sure I can figure out how to find one for you.
Yep. I want you in the
Because
right
I don't
direction.
know everything. Not even close. And I'm messing up all the time. So, guys, we're in this together. Let's just let's be one. Let's be a little bit more kind. Let's not be so negative. Let go of those resentments, man. Because a lot of times when you start thinking about the big picture, at least when I do, that petty resentments and anger and jealousy and stuff, it really is for the birds. So, man, thanks for hanging out, Wade.
No problem, dude. It's
I'm
always
ready
fun.
I'm ready to get on the road, man.
That's right.
And go enjoy myself. So,
You need that.
yeah, much love to everybody. Thanks, DJ Parker, for hanging out, letting us do this thing. And till next time, y'all. Love you.
Step right up, who's next in line? I got them hot dogs cooking, it's about that time. I got everything you need, if you're hungry come and eat. From Detroit to Chicago, you can find me in the streets. I'll be hooking up the meats, I'm just trying to do my small part. My name's Nick, come and get it at the dog cart. You can find me anywhere, online, my website's nicksdogcart.com. You can call me on the phone, you don't ever have to wait. 260-330-3498. So if you're hungry, come and get you a plate. I'll hook you up and the food's great. Go ahead and check the menu. Our dogs come in all different styles, and we'll go the extra mile to give you service with a smile. Great food, low prices, you know how we do it. So come and see me and be a part of the movement.